The music you are listening to can give you a lot of depression if you're not paying too much attention. See, there is a simple point that a lot of people are forgetting. And music is a very powerful thing. It can be even used in an occult way. Or what exactly is the occult? Well, basically, it is nothing else but, black magic or manipulation, whatever you want to call it. So, the very simple point is this: whatever you do, if you do it in a conscious way, where you're knowledgeable of who you are, what you are, you're somewhat detached from your thoughts, and you're doing it either because you like it or whatever, but you're thinking about each step, you're aware in your body, and things like this. When you do things like that, obviously you'll remember those things much, much easier. When you're doing them mechanically, you're not going to remember much. When you're repeating things, certain things you'll remember much better, right? That is why music with loops and all sorts of the, pieces of music that we have in, mainstream media, they're easy to remember and hard to forget, obviously, because of those loops, because they're specifically meant, psychologically speaking, so that they don't exit your mind. See, the biggest problem with music is when you listen to music unconsciously. When you let music take hold of you, aka listen to it unconsciously, it has full impact on you. Music can be used to hypnotize, in case you did not know, because when you're listening to music and you're giving into it, and it's like you no longer exist, that is basically when you are hypnotized by it. And listening to bad music, music that doesn't give you the good vibes, it doesn't make you feel good, and it feeds you constantly with depression and, all sorts of lower vibration states, just like, the news and other things in this society that do the same. That's not going to be a good thing, right? Because think a bit about it. You're listening to some music that's putting you down in a way, but you can't get it off your head, and it makes you like obsessed with it, right? It's the same thing that you find in your foods. All sorts of chemicals that make you enjoy that poisonous food, and well, obviously it's poison that is made to taste well. When you listen to music and you do it unconsciously, you literally open yourself fully to all its influences. And through this, you can actually induce a whole stage of people into like a psychosis or whatever else, right? Remember that sound has a very great impact on the physical body. Remember that there is the so-called brown wave, the sound that when you hear, you instantly shit yourself, or well, not necessarily instantly, but it can happen, right? Remember that music can have a very deep impact on you, depending on how much you listen to it. And don't forget, a lot of people, when they get in love with mainstream media music, it's like they listen to it for thousands of times in a row, right? For hundreds of times. Music, if you listen to it unconsciously, it can actually screw your whole existence, because you're opening yourself to certain things and you don't know exactly how those energies can influence you, right? Like, there is music that can make you feel soothed and calm, and there's music that makes you feel very bad, very sad, right? And mainstream media music is about, denaturing humans, making you feel irrelevant, because the whole society, everywhere you go in the world, right, people are taught that, shame and guilt are the most, basic things that you must live in, right? That's how, a lot of people attribute this to Christianity. It's not necessarily about Christianity. It's how religions were used to keep you poor, to keep you miserable. And, when you're miserable, you want to keep people in shame and guilt so that they don't become less miserable than you. Hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated. Take care. Ferenc Board signing out.